Guys, it's me, cool looking water tower here, and I'm also beginning to become a tower hunter. It's not like I already was. It's not like I didn't look for towers, but I don't do that much. Like, I bet out of all the, or at least all the tower enthusiasts on Discord that I know of and stuff, I bet I'm one of those few people who don't really. I'm probably in the middle of looking of. I look for towers, but I really don't look for towers, But that is going to change. I'm becoming a real tower hunter, and I already found this tower on accident. So yeah, there's that. So today we're going to be kind of remaking an old video from like 5 months ago. It's like the very beginning of the year, so yeah, if you don't know what it is, it's going to be rare beacon setups. It's not going to be a top 10 because I don't really know 10, so it's going to be some random number. Not too sure what it's going to be, but yeah, it's going to be that video all over again. But this time I'll have new setups and stuff like that. Last time we talked about it wasn't really much of the beacons on the beacons on those setups were rare and stuff, but on certain towers, and yeah, you can say it's rare, like crappy LEDs on a TV tower. Yep, just like that. It's just like that one TV tower in Springfield. It used to have modern incandescents. And now it has two sets of crappy LEDs with a modern night mode on it. So yeah. So, but this time we're just solely talking about the beacon setup and not the tower. Though that might come at a disadvantage because that might limit the number of rare beacon setups. But I don't want the video to exactly copy off the old video. So yeah, let's enough talk. Let's go dig into this. Okay, so the first rare beacon setup we have is, yeah, let's get closer to this tower. The first beacon setup we have on the list is, you see, modern LED. And oh look, it's markers, but they're a little too high, So most people would be like, that looks suspicious. So they scroll down and they find another set of markers. Basically, this is modern incandescent with the double marker setup. So or two sets of markers. That's why I always called it. But for short, we can call it double markers. So yeah, it's not the rarest, but it is it's somewhat rare, and I believe there might be one in my area. I'll show you later. Yeah, basically got the modern LED, and then also both the markers look like old school incandescent markers. So that's just already a sign that is, well, there's two obvious signs that just completely point out that this tower used to have an old school incandescent. First one, two sets of markers, obviously. Second one, the markers look old schoolish. Modern incandescent markers are smaller. They come in 3 and not 2, and they're not as tall either. So that's what they look like, and these are nowhere near that. You can see. So I have returned. I had to dreadfully re-screen record that, and that meant that I had to watch through the entire thing. It goes by fast when I actually make the video, or I mean talk and screen record like I am right now, but it's super slow when I have to rewatch it, when I have to end everything, and I don't feel like starting over. That's just dreadful, So I decided to just screen record it, double screen record it, and then just add this. But basically, I had to get a haircut, and I had to take a shower, which took some time. So yeah, it was that wasn't fun. And yeah, my mom's just like, hey, you need to get a haircut if we're going to go somewhere this weekend. Oh, and yeah, about that, um, about that, let's pause the video real fast for our first ever sponsor on this video. No, I'm joking. F sponsors. They get in the way of videos. At least we got the skip 5 second tap thing. So yeah, I transformed from that cool looking water tower into that random cool looking microwave looking tower off of the Pumped Up Kicks music video. And I got a message. I got a message for you. My mom just informed me today that we are going to go out somewhere this weekend as a mini vacation. But she doesn't know where she wants to go. So I was just like, hey, where do you really want to go? My mom's just like, oh, I don't want to go to any of the basic areas that we've been going to and stuff. I want to go somewhere different. So I was just like, holy crap, we're going somewhere different. Oh yeah, boy, I can't wait to find out where we're going to go. What are the options? I was my mom spit out two options. She was either just like, we going to Joplin, or are we going to Kansas City to go down to the Overland Park? So off the bat, I was just like, holy crap, I can actually make an arc that I've been wanting to make for a long time now. And then on the other hand, we also have another arc that just came out of nowhere that would just blow everything else out the water because it's like Kansas City, for crying out loud. There's 3 candelabras there. I could film all 3 of them and stuff. That'll be so nice. That'll be another gigantic arc. But we haven't decided yet. So either those 2 places, or if we can't even decide on which one to go to, we'll still drive somewhere else and find a place. But so I don't know how it's going to turn out. But we are going to go somewhere. Yes, we might go to Joplin, and yes, we might have 3 big arcs coming soon. Oh hey, look. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Looks like it's on night mode. But wait. Oh wait, never mind. Is that even? Wait, is that even a beacon? What is this? What did I stumble upon? I remember clicking on some random thing, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's a tower, so, eh. But look at this. This here is like it's an entire shopping center. And then we also got this house here. Like, what happened? So that was just a quick announcement, just in case we're going to have like 3 major arcs coming up soon, or maybe like 2, or if you count Joplin as a major arc. Even though I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should really count it as a big arc like the 2 other arcs that we're about to go through, and the other arc that we already went through, aka the Florida arc. But maybe you guys could consider it. I don't know if I really want to or not. I am still leaning on my options. Okay, now then, it's time to show that tower that I think has this rare beacon set up. Okay. I don't think I'm in the right area. I don't think I'm in the right open field where this tower is. Oh, this is just one of those instances. This is one of those times where I actually hit the pause button, but the video didn't pause whatsoever. I still can't find this tower. But I made a video of it, and thanks to this video, I'm now convinced that this might have
that this tower might have this certain beacon setup. Okay, so if you guys don't know, this here's my second favorite FM tower. I did not. I did not unpause that. But if you guys don't remember, this here's my second favorite FM tower. It was formerly the third tower on Ohio, but after one of the first three towers on Ohio was destroyed. Don't know what happened to that. That became the new second. So yeah, sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, I miss that tower too. I remember the time where I was at a friend's house down in that sacked area where a tower was. It was a nice little countryside and stuff. So I loved the countryside, so I got to experience that. There's a big swing. I got to swing on that, and it got dark and dark. And I kept on staring at the tower, and then all of a sudden, bop! Its incandescent beacon, well, old school incandescent beacon, and its two sets of markers just lit up. I was just like, holy crap! So it actually does have beacon. It actually does have a beacon. Yeah, believe it or not, believe it or not, before that ever happened, I was not really too sure if it actually had a beacon or not. I did notice the two sets of markers on it, but I was still a little you know, you know what I mean. Even on Highway, right where the 72 intersection is, where the gas station and all that crap is, where the tornado siren is. Basically, that's a hill that reveals the KCNN tower from a distance, along with that certain tower too. Back then at night, I would always see those two towers. The KZNN tower would always be visible, while the other tower it'll be blocked by trees here and there. And I clearly known what it was, but when I first seen it on night mode close up, I was just like, "Holy crap!" So that really does have a beacon set. That really does have a beacon. Yeah, I'm getting off track. So here's a final thing that sums all that crap up. The last time I ever seen it with its beacons and stuff was at night, during me and my family were driving home from my grandparents' house, the ones that live in Licking. And I remember the incandescent beacon was in a stationary mode. So yeah, it was basically acting like a triple marker setup. So that was the last ever time I've seen the tower on night mode before it was destroyed. Okay, so now it's time to reveal why I think that this here has this beacon set up. Something on my phone. There. Don't know what it was. Okay, look at that. You see the top? Old school incandescents at a distance, when you see them on towers and stuff, they're always clearish white. That's what they always look like and stuff. But this one here is not clearish white. And remember how I always said that I always told you guys this had an old school, the normal old school dual marker system. I always told you guys that, but after the making of this video, I was just like, does it really have an old school incandescent? Does this have a modern incandescent? Because if so, then that means that it has that beacon set up, and that means there's one in my area, very close to my house as well. It's like, yeah, it's a few miles away, but it's not, at least not an hour away. It's only like 20 something minutes away, you know. So I was just like, holy crap. So yeah, you see how dark that looks? Old school incandescents don't appear that way on towers. So my conclusion, it has a rare beacon setup. The modern incandescent with the double marker setup. I'm also going to have a ranking system on here from like from the level of rarity this is, I would put this in like a medium tier rarity, because there's like a few towers I know of now that has this beacon set up. It's not the rarest thing in the world, but it can be like in the middle, around the beginning of the middle, after the more common area. That's like the green spot of it. So yeah, green is the most common. Um, um, Yellow is medium rarish, and then red is just pretty rare, very very rare. And that there is basically a mix between, well, it's yellowish green. That's what it is. Very 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 yellowish green. There's a few towers I know of with this beacon setup. So yeah, it's not the rarest thing ever, but it is still rare. Next rare beacon setup is going to be this one, and I bet this might be the only one in the world, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know any other tower with this beacon setup, but basically, one of our Discord friends went on a fishing trip in New York, so he went through a long drive. He got to see a lot of towers, some very unique towers too. And this here is one of them because of its it has very common beacons, but the way they're set up and stuff is very rare. It's probably the only one I know of. But basically, it has a dual strobe on top of the tower, along with two sets of dual strobes. I mean two dual strobes below it. It's on the actual tower itself. You can call it. Not on the antenna, but you can definitely see two of them there. So yeah, and I got bad news. The top dual strobe is currently not working. It's kind of dead right now. And so yeah, that means that those two other dual strobes are the only ones that are working. Oh, and I had to say this as well. Those are the only beacons that the tower has. It basically has two sets, but in the way they're placed, it's just like a, yeah. I don't even know if this qualifies for a rare beacon setup. It's just the way they're placed, but I still do it. I'll still do it. So this is what it looked like in 2013, back when it was a normal tower. See, no dual strobes there, only a dual strobe on top. I'm very happy they added the two dual strobes there. Makes a tower more unique to other towers and stuff, and it's also four-legged too, so that's another bonus. So yeah, it's a very special tower. Oh, and the dual shows are actually working. They have their normal day mode and crap, but their night mode their night modes are not working, and instead of going to backup night mode, they shut off completely. Yep, it's a safety hazard because this is right by a beach, and helicopters fly around that area too. So it's a safety hazard, technically. Well, definitely. I don't know what I'm doing. So when it comes to ranking that beacon setup, very, 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 very rare, because it's like the only one that I know of. Wait, this goes beyond the ranking system, since this is like the only one that I know of. So it's like in the black. So yeah, the black meat, or the grayish black, or white, whatever you want to call it. Um, Basically, grayish black is dark white. Basically, it's white, but you darken it. That's how you get gray. It's black. It's black, but you lighten it. That's how you get gray too. So yeah, enough with the jokes. So yeah, it goes beyond the ranking system because of how it's like the only one that I know of. But I bet there's more out there. At least like two more that have different beacons and stuff. I can just see that being in like a another gigantic city area like New York and stuff. Maybe like, you know, probably I have a feeling there might be one around around the Las Vegas area. You know, since like that's a gigantic city and stuff. It's like where all the celebrities flock to. So I can see that because all the very popular populated areas where celebrities live and crap like that are usually where you can find the rarest towers with the rarest beacon setups. So yeah, just like Florida, I seen some, or just like Florida's actually kind of dry of some of that stuff. So yeah, but there are some here and there. So there's that. All right, so this next beacon, this next setup is going to be, it's basically a double marker setup, but you add one more to it, and bam, you got the triple beacon setup. Or was it quad? No, it was triple. So yeah, you got the triple beacon setup. I have a feeling this is a. I know there's maybe no there. This is the same tower. If so, that means this has LEDs today. There's a tower that has two sets of beacons, and in between them is two sets of markers. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I don't know if that's this tower since this is like a triple marker setup. Newsflash! I just found out it only has one beacon on it too. But what is this? Well, um, what is this? Not too sure. Reminds me of an incandescent, but since there's a, it's most likely one of those, another microwave antenna dish. So this here has one beacon and three sets of markers. Uh, so so yeah, there's that. All right, so this has a Walmart LED. So yeah, it has the same LED as a Walmart tower. That's why it's called a Walmart LED. It's barely anything known from it. We don't know much about it. We don't even know if there's a day mode version of that beacon either. If so, then it won't be that special since its day mode is probably going to be like the same as every other LED every same as every other LED beacon day mode. So yeah, there's that. All right, so there's that beacon setup. This here's like the the only one I know of too. So this here goes beyond the ranking system, just like the other. All right, so this next one here is going to be. It's basically going to be something that I can't find, but Aiden told me about this. But I'm probably wrong about it. I don't know. But I remember Aiden telling me about a tower that had a quad marker set up. Yep, it's a Blah Knox tower too. So it has two sets of incandescents, I believe. I think that's what he told me. If not, they're probably LED. I don't know. And in between those sets of in between both those sets of beacons are two sets of markers each. So yeah, you got top beacon, two sets of markers. Middle beacons, two sets of markers. That's how it was. Or I say that because it probably has LEDs now, which is probably only like two sets, no markers whatsoever. I don't know. I believe that since all the rare beacon setups are are rapidly being replaced. So yeah, can't really show you it because of how I don't know where it's located, but I think it might. For some reason, every time I think about it, my brain tells me that it's in Ohio, but I'm not too sure about that. It probably isn't, but you know, if actually it might be because if why if Aiden is if Aiden told me that it has that certain beacon set up, then that means he's seen it at night. unless if he's seen it on Google Maps, but not too sure. He probably seen it at night once. So yeah, and just like that, that goes beyond the ranking system because that's like the only one I know of. So yeah, there's that. All right, I'm kind of running out of beacon setups now, but we can pull off a very easy one that you guys probably already guess is going to be on the list. We got the single strobe and incandescent beacon setup, aka strobe and incandescent beacon setup. There's even an entire squad that has these beacons, but like even more than half of them now have LEDs. Man, I still get pissed when I had to be reminded of that. But this here is one of the few that actually still has its beacons, original beacons. There's like only two that I know of. The first one does, and the incandescent beacon is the only thing that's flashing on it. The strobe is kind of shut off. So the incandescent beacon is the only thing that's flashing. I seen it on camera and stuff. It was flashing. So yeah, but hopefully that problem gets fixed because I don't want that to be a safety hazard because it kind of is. I mean, I say I don't want it to be, even though it is. So that means that since Florida owns the tower, they'll have to replace the beacon, the beacons, because that's one thing that everybody does now. We always thought FA was behind the LED purge, but guess what? It's actually the actual tower owners. Should have realized that by now, but I should have realized that a long time ago, but I never did. You know why? Because I'm playing stupid. But yeah. So companies are actually the ones behind all this because you know why? Money. Money, 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 money. Okay, that didn't mean to happen. Companies will discontinue everything to get money. So say goodbye to incandescents and say goodbye to strobes. Those parts are probably not sold anymore for like a lot of companies. So yeah, goodbye strobes, goodbye incandescents. Hello, horrible LEDs. So yeah, that's the reason why LEDs are everywhere nowadays, because money. So it's a pretty crappy way of making money. Like seriously, this beacon setup is more reliable than an LED. LEDs can go dim and stuff, and they could be damaged, and they're poorly made too. And so yeah. So yeah. I'm going to drink soda. Ugh, root beer. Okay, so yeah. At least I got to film this tower before it ever got an LED. I don't know if it has an LED now. It's been like 3 or 2 months since I ever seen this tower, so it probably doesn't have an LED, but it'll probably get one this year. So yeah, that's just a bad thing. They used to be the original dual strobe of dual strobes, the original white and red day mode night mode thing. I mean, the first ever day mode night mode. Until dual strobes were created and stuff. Even though the 3000 Bs were created like 70s, 80s, I think. I don't know. Those were dual strobes, and guess what? That had no effect on the strobe and incandescent beacon setup. It was only until like the 306 or 324 was created, and that's when they started to just go downhill. Because dual strobes were the new thing. So, yeah. Bye bye. So, yeah. Kind of sucks. But, yeah. So, since the remaining towers that still have this beacon setup are completely being like they're being completely demolished by LEDs. So that's the reason why they're getting very rare. So yeah, this they're getting more rare and more rare each year. So we have to appreciate them while they last, because right now they're dying out. So yeah, that's the reason why they're on this list. When it comes to rarity, I would put this in like a yellowish reddish, the yellowish reddish area, basically orange, because it's not the rarest thing ever, but it's still pretty rare now because the LEDs. So yeah, it's a rare beacon setup, very rare beacon setup. The next beacon setup, I have a screenshot of this, and it's like relatively new. Hopefully, I can find it because it's not like buried under like lots of stuff like from like 10,000 months ago. So I'll just have to find it real fast. Okay, never mind. Forget looking. I couldn't find it. So I just had to tell you because it's very simple. The strobe and LED setup. There's a picture of a long lines tower that I have on my phone, or actually a screenshot of it, and it had the strobe and LED setup. It probably used to have the strobe and incandescent setup, but it was probably semi-spared. I'll call it semi-spared because the strobe's still on there. So the incandescent was the only thing that was replaced. So yeah, that's a very rare beacon setup. That's even more rare than the strobe and incandescent beacon setup. And sadly, the long lines tower that had that beacon setup is sadly dead because I don't think anybody wanted to use it because it was like all the pictures. There's no cell antennas, no nothing. The tower is not used. So what's the use of keeping it up? You gotta pay for it and stuff. So let's just take it down, basically. So yeah, H.A. Jackson would not appreciate that, but knowing that he's like his hobby is finding longline towers and connecting all that crap together and stuff, he probably already knows the tower's existence and probably already knows that it's dead too. But I never know. I really don't know about that stuff, but most likely. But it had an FH08 and what I hope to be an old school LED. But I don't. It kind of looked crappy-ish because it was flat. I wish I could find the picture now, but I couldn't. So yeah, that's a rare beacon setup. It's more rare than the strobe and incandescent. So it's in the red. So red means ultra rare. Cause I don't know much towers with this beacon setup. It's like that long lines tower. I know it has that beacon setup. The tallest the America's tallest lattice tower. It has that beacon setup. And we also have some random tower I found off of a tower website that explores radio stations and TV stations and stuff, and they take pictures of their towers too. But this tower here that this channel here they visited, their tower has two. The top has two FH08s, and above it has two LEDs, which I would only hope to be old school or something. But those I could definitely tell they were probably crappy. They had that shape to them and everything. Ugh. So yeah, and since there's like an antenna on the very top of the tower, the beacons had to be installed on the side of the tower, but still the top, just the side, just like box strobes and stuff. That's how it was. So yeah, that's a so yeah, and those are like one three of the only towers I know of. I bet there's more, but I forgot. And one of those three towers is dead too. So yeah, man, there's that. This next beacon setup is only has one only has like only one beacon, but that beacon is very rare and stuff. And seeing it on on like this tower here, if you don't know it, it's it's on Broadcast Hill. And you know what Broadcast Hill is? You guys should already know this. Okay, that's old Street View. That's still old Street View. Uh, I guess we have to go here. This here has new Street View. This here is the Broadcast Hill main tower. That's what I like to call it, aka Motor 2K's favorite tower. It has 4 sets of FH309s and 4 sets of markers. So yeah, it's a relatively normal beacon setup, but it has a very rare beacon. So that's that. That's a very rare beacon setup. It's pretty basic, so I don't have to talk about it, but it has 4 sets of FH309s and 4 sets of markers. Very easy. So that was a very quick one. My rating for it is going to be it's going to be in the red, bright red too, because it's like very very rare. So there's probably more towers like this that have the same beacon setup, but I haven't discovered them yet. The only other towers I know of that has this beacon setup only has like only one beacon, only one. The Walmart Tower's former beacon is an FH09. I seen a picture of 4 AM towers, and 3 of them had FH0. I mean, actually, all right, I was wrong about one thing. Um, those um those AM towers, they didn't have one beacon. They didn't have one. They had 2 sets of FH309s. And then the third AM tower actually had 2 sets of markers. So yeah, you got three that has 3 sets of the FH309s, and you got another one that has 2 sets of markers, I believe. Hopefully it's 3, because that'll be cool to see. So yeah, so I was wrong about it. I was wrong about saying that all the other towers have this beacon setup. Only has one. Those 3 other towers has that and stuff. So yeah, there's that. That was a very quick one. Great, you're telling me it's going to rain tomorrow. I mean, thunderstorm tomorrow. It's going to do that at night too. So yeah, it's going to do that tonight. It's probably when we're going to be sleeping too. So that's going to suck. To be honest, I'm starting to run out of setups, but that's a good thing, because I want to get done with this video and stuff. The next rare beacon setup's going to it's basically the big brother to the strobe and incandescent beacon setup, but we got the box strobe and incandescent beacon setup. It's basically the same thing, but it has box strobes. So I don't know if that should count or not, but there's like a few. There's like 2 that I can name off, and one of them has LEDs now. So yeah, doesn't that suck? Actually, I can name off. There's 3, and 2 of them have LEDs now, and one of them's actually in Missouri too. It's a candelabra too. So there's that. All right. So what I know a tower that has street view and stuff. They had you're able to see its beacons and stuff. And at the time of the street view, the incandescents were actually flashing, and it actually had old school incandescents instead of modern. So yeah, that was that. It was a red and white tower, so those old schools were probably the original, and then the box shows were just slapped on there. So yeah, I can see that. So yeah, there's that. All right, so yeah, that was a very quick one. And then there's like 2 candelabras. They're two they're just 2 small tops, They have small candelabra tops. One's in Missouri, and the other is, I don't know. But yeah, um, the only difference with the beacon setups themselves is all right. First off, I'm going to drink root beer. All right, now then. So so I forgot. Oh, there. All right. The only difference with the setups is one tower has its incandescence on the outside, and then the other tower has the incandescence on the inside. So yeah, there's that. They're both gray candelabras too. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about really. Oh, we also got another. We got another gray tower as well. It's a TV tower. It's somewhere in uh, uh, Ohio, I think. It looks like a 2000s TV tower. You know, it has a shiny silver look. It has the orange antenna, orange TV antenna, reddish orange. You know, so yeah, that's new. That's a new thing. But what I've seen is it has box strobes, and I also seen something in the middle, an old school incandescent. I mean, old school incandescence. Yep, it has old school incandescence. Yeah, it's kind of unbelievable. It's like the tower looks so modern, but it has old beak. It has yeah, it has box strobes, which they're not the ones they had are not that old. And then they had the old school incandescents come in. It's just like, holy crap, we got the first beacon ever. And they're like very, very, very down below the box strobes. So I can imagine seeing that, and that'll be very wonky. So that's that. I remember they're in the middle of the tower. They're inside the tower. I meant to say actually, and they didn't appear to be red at all. They appeared to be silverish, just like the tower itself. So they're old school. It's next to a candelabra and Longline's tower too. Fun fact. So I think that might be the only one that I remember. So this beacon setup, this here I would rank in the middle of the red area because they're like rare. There's only four that I know of that ever had this, and I bet there's more, but I can't think of any right now. But yeah, there's that. So, all right. So, oh wait, there's one more, just one more. All right. So that you already heard my ranking of the box strobe and incandescent setup. Now then, we have come to our final. And this here is a more common one, but still pretty rare. Basically, we got box strobes, red strobes, and a 306 on top. So usually today, when it comes to TV towers that are able to shine white and red, usually they have dual strobes on top when they have box strobes and red strobes. But there are a few towers back then. I mean, all TV towers that had box strobes and red strobes back then had to have they had to have FH306s because FH324s didn't exist back then, and you couldn't add a 3000B because it has a different night mode than the red strobes. Mess everything up. Two different beacon brands too. It wouldn't work. So, it's hair in my mouth. That sucks. So, there's like one, two, three that I can name off. So, one's in Texas, another's in Florida, I think, somewhere around the beachy area, and then the third, I don't remember where the third was, but I think somebody climbed it. So yeah, yeah, and the last set of box strobes and red strobes, the tops of the red strobes were like completely peeled off by the wind, so you're able to see its flash tube and everything. Is that weird? Yeah, it is. All right, so yeah. Now with that ranking, I give it a reddish orange, very 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 reddish orange. So yeah, there's that. All right, so you can probably call it dark orange or No, that'll look brownish. But no, no. What am I talking about? That's not brownish, but you know what I'm talking about. That's my ranking and everything. They're not common. They're not the rarest thing ever, but they're still very very rare. So there's that. All right. See you guys later. Bye.